So I kind of got some bad news. I sold the Sylvia.
So you're probably wondering why the hell did I sell my Sylvia? And ever since I came back from Japan, I kind of felt that I really want to live there, and I also want to bring my GT-R with me. So unfortunately, my Crown and my Sylvia, they gotta go. So the good news is, with less projects, that means my love and intention can be 100% on my GT-R. And right now, the part list is pretty insane. Let me show you. So you might be looking at this and you might be wondering, Magnus, what is the ultimate GT-R? And for me, it's a car that I want to keep for the rest of my life, fully restored with all the parts I always want to put on it. It doesn't really have to break any records, it doesn't have to be completely optimal, it's just my dream car, and that's basically it. And speaking of dream cars, there is one part that I always wanted to put on my GT-R, and we're finally going to get around to it. So this is HES VCAM, and HES VCAM is basically variable timing on the intake side. It allows for quicker response, and it is also pretty cool that HES makes something like this right out the box that allows you to do it. Now, as you know, my car kind of has bottom end damage, and I might have been convinced to go this next part. Okay, so you can barely see it, but this is an HKS 2.8 stroker kit. So for a couple of years now, I said that I wanted a really responsive GT-R even before this trend started. And between VCAM and this 2.8, I feel like this will pretty much give me the quickest response possible. A 2.8 VCAM setup. Now, some of you might not like this, but I actually don't want a single turbo setup. A lot of the parts that I like and a lot of the rare JDM parts are actually centered around having twin turbos, and I decided to keep twins. So before anybody says anything, I don't really care that they're the most optimal. I just think that they're really cool, so I want to keep twins. So some of you might be a little bit sad about the Sylvia still, and I understand, but it lives on right here in our hearts. So it is also going to live on when it comes to my GT-R because I bought the 40th anniversary LMGT4s. Now, these are the all-white versions, and you know my Sylvia had all whites too, but so I might be a little insane because I bought both of them. So this right here is the polished lip version, and this is supposed to mimic LMGT1s. I honestly couldn't decide which one I wanted, so I got two sets. So I also may have been further influenced by the people around me, and I decided to do a full restoration. So we're talking about repainting the body, possibly doing the interior, subframe undercoating, and anything relating to ECUs and sensors. This car will basically be brand new. So I know for now it's a pretty short list, but it is still a pretty expensive list. But my ultimate GT-R is going to be a 2.8 VCAM, still with twin turbos, and I also want this thing to be future-proof. I want this car to basically last forever.
So we are back in America, finally, and I have prepared my GT-R. So I was going to start with the bay, but then I realized I need to pull the transmission. So rear drive shaft is out. Exhaust is out. Okay, so this is one of the things that I want to change. So this is a Nismo inlet pipe, I believe. And it basically makes it so the turbos flow a little bit more smoothly, like where they merge. And I never actually found out how to mount it with the stock airbox. So it kind of contacts right here. And also right here. Maybe my rubber or the bushings on the airbox are a little bit loose, but it's just too crowded. So I definitely want to maybe keep the pipe, but do something about the intake. Like that? Is that how I pulled it out? Oh. Damn. Yeah, there's some there, and there's quite a bit there. Okay, so you can see that a stock RB26 twin turbo, it's just a clusterfuck. Like, there's no other way to put it. This is the recirculation stuff that goes all the way down underneath the bumper, comes back up, and it drops it into the front turbo and the rear turbo. Flip this up a little bit, you can kind of see the turbo shields. The actuator is right there. And it's even worse because I have the air oil separator from Nismo. It's really crowded. So this is one area that I kind of want to simplify. I want to keep the recirculation stuff, but at the same time too, I'm kind of leaning towards taking it out just because, look at it. I mean, it's a nightmare to work on, and every single time that I have to do anything in this area, it's terrible. So different day, a couple days later, I can't remember where I left off. So this is where we're at now. So the intercooler piping completely out, intercooler is out. Everything intake related, which is all of this stuff, is also out too. If you look over here, the harness is loose. I still have the power steering and the AC to go. Transmission is still in. The coil packs maybe have to take out. Definitely have to do the fuel stuff and a couple more lines here. And I still have not done the axles. Oh yeah, also the radiator is out, which leads me to tell you guys that this crank bolt right here, usually when I took it out, I used this thing back then. And this is an absolutely massive breaker bar. And believe it or not, I actually used my whole weight to do it. So I leaned on it with my whole body weight. So this time around, I'm going to do the starter method, which I've never done before. Okay, this is kind of sketchy. So I have that there. It's braced on the lower rad support. And I also have a jack stand holding up the whole breaker bar. And I'm hoping that that little support area doesn't deform. Okay, I'm about to do it. Okay, well, I guess it didn't work. All right, so I think I actually got it. So I just kept on bumping the starter until it finally knocked it loose. Yeah, look at that, it's turning. All right, let me just re-tighten that because we still have to take off the belts and everything, so I don't want to take it out just yet. So I pulled this out and it looks like it's like dripping blood. Take a look at this. Holy shit. I mean, they have stalks, so I don't think the oil was going past the stalk, but this whole little area on cylinder number 5 was just full of oil. Okay, so this front drive shaft is out. It opens things up a little bit more over there. We took off the slave and now we are also draining the front diff to pull the axles. So I right now am trying to get the front axle out, right? And what people have said to do in like, I guess like the English videos, American videos, whatever it is you basically stick something like through here. You try to slip it onto a small, like I'm talking about 0.5 millimeter of a lip, and you just keep on hammering it out. And you know what, like I tried that, right? And I tried it for a little bit. I'm just like, there has to be a better way to do this. Like it worked for this guy on YouTube. Okay, fair enough, right? And it just didn't work for me. And it turns out that it's not the right way to do it. And it just amazes me because like I opened up a Japanese video and this guy is telling you how to do it without hammering anything, without banging on anything, how to do it as cleanly as possible. And here we are, like literally cavemen with rocks, and we go bam, 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 over and over again until something actually works. So the right way to do this is, so through these drain holes, right? You basically stick something like this. It has to be long enough to reach all the way in the middle. Or if you want to, what you can do is you can brace like a pry bar up against here and you can chip away against the oil pan and this front diff cover, and you can get this cover off that way. Okay, so once you're in this position, what you do is you take your flathead or your pry bar, right? You get it about here, right? And instead of wailing on it on the outside, right, what you do is twist like that. It is much, much better than wailing on it like here and having it deformed. You can only do it so many times before this like little lip flattens. It's finally time and I am pretty worried. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I'm doing this solo. You can see it's just me in my garage. I have a limited amount of space. I don't even know if I can get the crane in. And I think I also mentioned that this is my first time doing this, so pulling an RB by myself, and this is the only space I have really to do it. That's the engine stand, by the way. I actually haven't figured out what I'm gonna do when I get it out, if I get it out. Gas stuff out of the way. AC compressor and power steering pushed to the side for now. I'll deal with it later. Everything underneath is done, and I'm prepared for the downfall of fluids. But I believe I can do it. If I die on cam, I die on cam. Oh shit. Wow, that released like a lot of tension. Okay. Whew. So I guess we can take a look around. Nobody really does stuff like this on YouTube, and they like spin around, show you guys stuff. So these are my HKS GTSS turbos right there. HKS actuators, and down here we have HPI dump pipes, still stock exhaust manifolds and everything. Anyway, yeah, so that's my engine floating above my engine bay. Jesus, that took forever. All right, I'm gonna put you guys down. This is getting kind of sketchy. Oh, it's getting kind of close. Anyway, let's freaking go, dude. This shit is out. Turbos, everything. Intake manifold. Still on. Whew. That was a lot of work, man. That took me so long to pull this thing out. Did it solo. I didn't need help or anything. Well, I needed moral help from like group chats and stuff like that, but I did it. First engine pulled, RB26. Whew, I said I was gonna do it, and I did it. Oh yeah, I thought like, oh yeah, the bay's gonna be so much cleaner after I pull the engine out, and then I realized, look at all of this wiring and garbage and technology. It's still so messy. And it's crazy how dirty this area is, because on RB26s, like when you take out the oil filter, it just dumps oil all in that area. I actually did it. Heart of the cards, believe in yourself, or whatever corny other anime term there is. Okay, in my other video, I said that I had one of these, but this is my twin plate super copper mix. And it looks so good. I had this in my car for what, like 6,000 kilometers or something like that. So it's still basically brand new. And it's one of those parts that looks so damn good, but you can never see it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it here for now. The engine is out, and I'm having issues getting on that stand because that stand is apparently too wide for the legs of this hoist. So I might need somebody else to help me, hold things and move things around. The next time around, we're gonna put this bad boy in a stand and we're going to start taking it apart. I kind of don't know what to expect in terms of damage, but then again, the oil and the other stuff didn't look too good. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.